Easy work box. I'm about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. This is a video for Keith Thurman versus Shawn Porter. Heated argument between these two guys. Top of the line welterweights. You know, Keith Thurman, you know I'm a fan of his. I consider him the king of the welterweight division. Shawn Porter coming at him hard, you know, giving them the business. You know, they're friends, but you can tell from the conversation that they had that Shawn Porter is very upset from what's been going on, which you can't blame him. This man has fought two title eliminators, and they're thinking about having a third, which doesn't even involve Shawn Porter. And you know, he's coming at Keith Thurman telling him, you know, you're not a real champion. You don't deserve to be champion if you're sitting up there just holding the belts around your arm and you're saying that you want to fight people at certain times. Now, like I always say, I am a Keith Thurman fan, but I also agree with the fact that Keith Thurman should not hold the belts hostage as he's so-called doing. First, we have to understand that this man is coming off an injury. He does need that step-up fight to move into a Errol Spence or a Shawn Porter or a Danny Garcia fight. But I like the way that Shawn Porter was coming at him, you know, and as I speak in my other fights, you know, this is what fighters are supposed to do. You're supposed to go at the champ. If you have to go overseas to his mama house, to his cousin house, if you had to go anywhere where a camera's at to get him to fight you, then that's what's necessary to get the job done. There's no such thing as disrespect or he's out of line for calling out a top guy. If you feel like you can beat him, I feel like you should call him out and a fight should happen. But, you know, I feel like, you know, like Keith told him, okay, you want me to fight you when I want to fight you, then it'll be when I want to fight you. But, of course, in this fight, I see Keith winning again. I don't see Keith. I see it worse for Shawn Porter because I see he's emotionally attached to this fight. I think he wouldn't come out there and think with his head. And plus, he still has the same trainer. And I don't agree with Shawn Porter having the same trainer. I feel like his father is not a good trainer for him. He's an aggressive fighter. He comes forward. He's powerful. He's good from the head to top. You know, he throws body punches, head punches. I feel like if he had a better trainer to teach him to box, Shawn Porter couldn't be fucked with. But going against Keith Thurman with the same trainer, Keith Thurman probably would knock him out this fight. In which I think the uppercuts will be very useful against Shawn Porter. Which, you know, Keith Thurman didn't even really need to help the uppercuts to defeat Shawn Porter, but I think those will be valuable punches for Keith Thurman in the next fight. Shawn Porter in the next fight, just stay busy and be more accurate. He fought a good fight last fight, but cleaner and more powerful shots was landed by Keith Thurman. That's what I think gave him the loss in that fight. But, you know, even though I am a Keith Thurman fan, you know, I am a fan of Shawn Porter too. I like the way he fight. I like the excitement that he brings into a fight. And I just think if he was to get another trainer or someone who can train him professionally on jabs and, you know, counter punching and moving forward instead of just being this aggressive, like wrestling style boxer, then I think Shawn Porter would be great. But as of right now, I like what Shawn Porter's doing. I like the attack that he's going in on Keith Thurman. And I like the fact that Keith Thurman is even, you know, acknowledging the fact that Shawn wants to be that next opponent. But we'll have to see what Keith Thurman does in his step-up fight since he's coming back from an injury. But I just like to say in this fight, I just love the animosity and the heat that's going on between these two guys, even though I feel that Keith Thurman will still beat Shawn Porter ease. But with another trainer, no. So my prediction for this fight is Keith Thurman by 12-round decision again against Shawn Porter, or maybe by knockout because he knows how to fight him now. So thank you, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for your time. Easy Work Box.